So Biden actually came out and did a really good thing. Many people who are burdened currently with college debt can be eligible to up to $20,000 in student debt forgiveness. The White House's website states how one can be eligible for this. How do I know if I'm eligible for debt cancellation? To be eligible, your annual income must have fallen below $125,000 for individuals or $250,000 for married couples or heads of households. If you have received a Pell Grant for college and meet the income threshold, you will be eligible for up to $20,000 in debt cancellation. If you do not receive a Pell Grant in college and meet the income threshold, you will be eligible for up to $10,000 in debt cancellation. So this is unequivocally a good thing. Students should not be leaving college and entering the world essentially bankrupt because they're drowning in student debt. I know this doesn't entirely eliminate student debt, and I know there are people out there who are saying this does not go far enough, but come the fuck on. Can we give Biden some kudos for this? This is definitely a step in the right direction. But if you pay any attention at all to corporate media, even corporate media that usually sucks the ass of the Democratic Party, they are melting the fuck down over this. I was watching a video by a channel called The Humanist Report the other day, and he was showing a series of clips from milquetoast neoliberal corporate media channels, such as CNN. And in one of those clips, CNN had on Democratic strategist Paul Begala. He argues, why should we focus on canceling student debt when we should instead focus on free pre-K and canceling medical debt? To that I say yes, let's fucking do that shit too. But Humanist Report brought up that if Biden were to do those things, this guy would be against it. Same with the rest of corporate media. They want to smear Biden for doing this unequivocally good thing by putting on the veneer that they're for other good things and saying these other good things are more important than this good thing. So therefore, Biden is making a mistake for focusing on this one good thing when he should be focusing on these other good things. It's all a fucking ruse. All of these neoliberal corporatist pundits don't actually give a fuck about the common folk. Don't like it when a bone is thrown towards the common folk every once in a while, because they don't speak for the common folk. They instead speak for corporate America, who comprises of a class of people who can receive all of the tax breaks they fucking want, but if something good is done for regular people for once, we can't have that. And of course, I'm not just going to focus on the neoliberal corporatists who are mad about this. I'm also going to direct my scrutiny towards the right-wingers who are mad about this, because they have been easily making the dumbest arguments against this. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says this: a slap in the face to every family who sacrificed to save for college, every graduate who paid their debt, and every American who chose a certain career path or volunteered to serve for our armed forces in order to avoid taking on debt. This is essentially the oh so stupid, think of all of the people who paid off their college debt already argument. Supposedly, it is unfair for people who are currently burdened with college debt to receive some relief for said debt when there have been people in the past who have suffered with college debt but ended up paying it off in the end. Thus, they cannot receive relief for a debt they do not have. But you can use this same backwards ass argument for a lot of things. Think of all of the slaves in America who died as slaves. You think it's fair to those people to free people who are currently slaves? I hope now you realize how fucking stupid that argument is. Ted Cruz went on a podcast, I think it was Michael Knowles' podcast, some idiot from the Daily Wire, and expressed concern over high young voter turnout potentially this November for midterms in favor of the Democrats. But in the same breath, he insults the people who will be eligible to receive 20 grand and say that they're lazy stoners just getting a handout. You don't have a job, you just get high all day. Like, way to appeal to the younger base, Ted Cruz. You're totally enticing young people to vote for Republicans by saying that they're lazy, useless stoners who do nothing but get high all day. The White House's Twitter account has been going nuclear against Republican politicians as of recent, and I love every second of it. They retweeted a clip of Marjorie Taylor Greene crying over this, saying, "This is unfair to all of the taxpayers who never even went to college." And they pointed out that Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene had $183,504 in PPP loans forgiven. These Republican politicians want to malign college students and say that they're just mooching off the taxpayers because they're burdened with debt because they wanted to go to college to attain a degree so they can have more job opportunities. How egregious. Meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of these other Republican politicians who received relief for their PPP loans that are much much bigger than $20,000, by the way, can mooch off the taxpayers all they fucking please. These people do not have your best interest in mind. They couldn't give a fuck less about you. Please, for the love of fucking God, stop voting these people into office. But anyways, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Massive kudos to Biden for this one, and I am so happy that he is doubling down and standing his ground against all of the fucking idiots who are melting down over this currently. Same thing when he pulled out of Afghanistan last year. Corporate media, political hacks, regardless if they're Democrat or Republican, all joined forces to condemn him for that, and he stood his ground. Can we please see Biden do more of this? Holy shit. Anyway, education is a fundamental human right. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.